Good morning, good morning. Hopefully everybody's having a blessed Sunday morning. This is Coach Miles from Mogul Fitness. It's cold today. It's very, very cold. Down here in Georgia, Columbus, Georgia to be exact. So it's probably about between 35 and maybe 45 degrees, somewhere within that ballpark. It is cold, it is cold, it is cold, but got a very productive day ahead of me today. Gotta do some meal prepping, so I'll be taking a trip to the grocery store very, very soon. What do I normally eat whenever I meal prep? I'll do tofu. That's just been one of my go-tos a lot lately. I'll do pinto beans or kidney beans, uh, black beans, and these are the dry beans. So it's not in the can or anything like that. It's in the bag, and I prep them by sitting them in the pot for probably about 6 to 8 hours, letting them soak and get clean. And then once those 6 to 8 hours are up, I rinse them off and all that. And then I put them on the stove in a big crock pot for about an hour and a half. Veggies that I do a lot of, well, lately I've been doing a lot of Brussels sprouts. I'll do broccoli every now and then. I'll do asparagus. Brussels sprouts have been my go-to. Corn on the cob as well. So I kind of keep it basic on my food. I do quinoa. I'll do lentils. I'll do chickpeas. I just started doing tempeh. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Tempeh is Tempeh, and it's like dried up soybeans. It kind of have it looking like a smashed up cake, but it don't taste like cake at all. So let me be the first to tell you that. So when I tried it, I actually liked it. It's hard to really explain what it tastes like. You do have to add a lot of seasoning on it in order to give it some type of flavor, but even then, it still didn't taste. It tastes like nothing. But me personally, I don't really eat for taste. I eat these foods because it's necessary in order for me to have the body that I desire, in order to also be healthy. So that's one reason why I transitioned over to plant-based. It's just for the simple fact that I just wanted to educate myself on a different way, and having basically a variety of ways to reach my goals without eating so much meat. And I haven't eaten meat at all in close to 3 to 4 months. So I'm definitely proud of myself on that. I haven't been tempted I haven't been tempted at all in regards to having the urge to want meat. So that's also a great thing as well. So it's just one of those things where I tell people the certain things that I'm eating and why I'm eating them and why I chose to transition over to this journey. And it's just one of those things where I was so ignorant to the fact when it came to plant-based, I didn't see another way. I was brought up, eating meat, eating everything as far as fried foods, and everything has grease or everything was processed. And I've been brought up like that for the past 35 years. And then, me and my wife, we sat and we watched What the Health, and we watched The Game Changers, and that definitely opened up both of our eyes when it comes to how we view food. And I'm not knocking anybody who, eats meat or anything like that. This is not me coming on here and, downplaying anybody who eats meat. I mean, that's your choice. And I mean, I'm not knocking that at all. I'm just choosing another way on, how I want my body to look and feel. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions is you being able to get the amount of protein and the amount of fiber and the amount of calories in a plant-based diet. Whereas if you were eating meat, you would get this amount of calories and this amount of protein. Like I said, I was definitely, and I think I said this in the previous video, but I was definitely surprised at how much protein I was able to get from the beans or even from the grains. And even certain things, like I said, the tofu and the tempeh, those are high in protein as well, while also keeping your sodium levels low and the carbs low as well. So I was definitely impressed and pleased with that. So for me moving forward, this is just the way that I'm transitioning. This is just the way that I'm going. And don't knock it until you try it. And I think that's the main thing. Do not knock it until you try it. Don't be so one-track minded and not being able to see that there's another way. I used to frown down upon people who used to come up to me and was talking about plant-based, this, that, and the third, and I wasn't hearing it. I wanted my burgers. I wanted my steak. I wanted my seafood. I wanted everything that really wasn't healthy, because that was just the way that my mind was just processed. Like I told you, I was taught and I was brought up that way, that hey, eat all these foods and then you're good to go. And then I always said that, hey man, I work out 6 days a week. Like I'm training hard, I'm lifting heavy, like I got this. Like I don't need to be eating no plant-based or anything like that. And then I realized, after looking at some pictures recently of how I was when I was 250 pounds, yeah, I was big. Muscular wise. But I tell you, that stomach, I had a stomach, and that stomach, it sat in my lap, man. It sat in my lap right along with me. So I took the muscle and I took that belly right along with me. And looking back on it, I was like, man, I remember those times where I would eat a big unhealthy meal, just eat nothing but fried foods and French fries and hot wings. And this when I was at work, and then I'd be back in my office at my desk, and I just felt myself dozing off. And I'm just like, man, I'm looking back at it now, I'm just like, man, I can't change what happened then, but I know moving forward now, I know that there are alternatives to any and everything on the plant-based side. Does it taste like meat when you have certain alternatives? Absolutely not. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like it does, because it doesn't. Meat has a specific taste, and it just does. Plants are plants, you can add all types of spices and herbs and everything to it to make it, taste well, but they are what they are. I'm experimenting with different fruits, everything plant-based. I'm all in. I'm really all in. And up to this point, I've enjoyed the journey. I've definitely enjoyed the journey. Even some of my clients who I work with, I just educate them, about, the plant-based process. And it's still something that I'm learning, but it's nothing to deter them, from, just feeling like they need to eliminate meat or anything like that as well. That's just me passing along information. And whatever you choose to do with that information, that's totally up to you. Some of them, they're receptive to it, and, some of them, they're incorporating more plant-based meals into their diet that I recommend to them. And, they still may keep, certain meat products in their meal plan regimen, but it may be from having meat to every meal to only having meat maybe 1 or 2 meals, and that's progress. That's definitely progress. And of course, we want to continue to progress to the point where we'll go from maybe 1 meat per meal to no meat at all. But once again, that's gonna be a choice of your own. I'm just here to educate, and I'm just here to give my recommendations. So, yeah, I'm about to get ready to head to the grocery store, and I'll record as well certain items that I get. I go to certain grocery stores for certain things. So when it comes to fresh fruit and fresh veggies, I go to Publix or Fresh Market. That we have those down here in Columbus. We don't have Whole Foods or anything like that. So Publix and Fresh Market are the closest things, or is the next best thing. And then when it comes to like my beans, and y'all have to excuse all that. That's my daughter in the background screaming. Yeah, that's my baby girl. Love her to death. But when it comes to everything else, when it comes to my plant-based regimen, when it comes to the dry beans, and I do rice as far as jasmine rice, brown rice, and wild rice. Those are all the rice that I use. I don't do like regular white rice. So when it comes to the rice, dry beans, my grains, and my nuts and seeds. And my nuts and seeds, I normally use hemp seed, flax seed, chia seed. There's other seeds as well. I just haven't experimented with them yet, but I'll definitely give those a try as well. I get all those normally from Walmart. My tofu and tempeh, I get that from Walmart as well. So get ready to write out this list of things that I'm going to eat for the first 3 days, and then I'll come back and decide what I'm going to eat for the remainder of the week. So I buy enough food so I can basically prep my meal bowls for about, I say Monday through Wednesday, and then I'll of course wash containers out and everything, and then I'll put the new food in there for Thursday to Saturday. So I'll document that process for you all as well to show you what I'm shopping for, how I prep it, and putting my meals up in the meal prep containers, for the simple fact that when you open the refrigerator and you see it's already there, you grab it, you throw it in the microwave. Then it's just one less thing that you have to, worry about. You don't have to worry about, getting a plastic plate and scooping it on. Like, you're already ready to go. If you work from home like I do. If you're going out to work and you just pack those containers in your bag and you just go. This eliminates the process of you even having to think about what am I going to eat. Your food is right there. We're not going to the fast food restaurants anymore. We're taking care of our body. We're putting our health first. So many people have body goals that they want to accomplish, but the first step is the food. You have to have that food on point. If you don't want to meal prep, you got meal prep companies out here that'll prep it for you. So we're not making any more excuses on why we can't level up and be the person that we want to be. We have to put in that work, and we have to have that mindset that, hey, I got what it takes. I know what it takes in order for me to be the person that I want to be, to feel the way that I want to feel, to look the way that I want to look. And you got to you got to do the work. You got to do the work. You got to work out consistently, and you got to eat healthy foods consistently. That's the recipe. You got to drink your water. That's the recipe. There's no tricks, no gimmicks, no shortcuts. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You'll get to your goals as soon as you're willing to put in the work. I enjoy talking to y'all this early Sunday morning. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If you really want to work with me, either virtually or in person, click the website link below, www.mogulfitnessco.com. for merchandise like this sweat every day, that's the only way, sweatshirt, and I got hoodies available. That's on the website as well, www.mogulfitness.com. Love y'all. Stay blessed. Thanks for the support.